Yeah. This is real spill, real deal, knockout Holyfield. This no kill bill, get real, we really on the field. Blood, sweat, and tears steady spill as we make the real. And no blocking shots, we always hot like Harden with the steel. We gon' rebound like we build, catching bombs like sorry kill. Hard work gonna make the meal, sticking body give me chills. Upper echelon, who? Young, lacy, Miles and Phil. Just some dapper duns, having fun while speaking on the real. Ayy, real spill, get your news here. Yeah, we top tier and we ain't got no fear. Hey, what you wanna see? We gon' be on your TV. Catch us Monday back to Monday, bringing news right to your seat. And you know how it be. Yeah, you know how it be. Catch us Monday with the live. We've been prepping since like 5. Or just catch us on the podcast. You'll find it a real surprise. Cause it's real spill, real deal. Knockout Holyfield. There's no kill bill. Get real, we really on the field. Blood, sweat, and tears steady spill as we make the real. And no blocking shots. We always hot like Harden with the steel.
Hey, Phil, the marshmallows still gonna swell up, right?
We still talking about these marshmallows?
We still talking about it.
Come on, man. I'm not trying to hear that no more.
We gonna hear about it.
We're not.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, okay.
Hey guys, settle down. Let's save it for the show.
Done.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Real Spill 601, your favorite sports show. You got me, your host, YUAN Nichols. We got Larry
DEON Lacey, man. Nah, that's Eric. That's Eric. This DEON.
We got Larry Lacey.
DEON, that's Eric. You know what I'm talking about?
Boy, Larry Legend.
DEON Lacey, Eric.
It's been, what, a week off?
A couple weeks, man. But hey, we back.
We back. We got to talk about some things. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
First of all, make sure y'all call us in if you got any questions about the show. The number should be on the screen, you know what I'm saying?
Call-ins are now available. We back at it again with the call-ins. So first things first, man. We got to talk about the NBA Finals. We haven't talked about it yet, and they've been waiting on Real Spill to speak on it, so here we go. The Golden State Warriors are now NBA champions once again as they beat Boston. The Boston Celtics at TD Garden, winning the series 4-2. Steph Curry won his first Finals MVP on the NBA Finals and now is a 4-time champion. Lacey, what are your thoughts on this year's Finals?
Well, I guess I gotta go first, man. Phil. Hey, but my take on this is I told y'all that the Warriors gonna win in 6. It was effortlessly win. You know what I'm saying?
Effortlessly.
Yes. Draymond and his podcast, they did the job. You know, I can't knock them. Clay and Steph said this wasn't going 7, especially Steph Curry. And kudos to the Golden State Warriors. They played an amazing game, amazing series. They made sure that this game was not going to be in the wire, come down to the wire, and they played great basketball. Like they was all the way sound-hearted, wanted to win this game. And I knew Curry was going to win MVP because, like I told my colleagues, that this series was a point to prove. Getting number 4, this was the point to prove that they can do it without KD, and they did it. They did do it without KD before he arrived, and that Steph and Clay is up there on that Mount Rushmore, especially Curry, is one of the top 10 players to ever play the game of basketball. So with this trade deadlines coming to shake up, man, it's going to be an interesting basketball season when it comes back into season. But, man, Boston, they didn't really give it at all, Game 6. I'm just going to keep it real. The Warriors jumped on them pretty quick and pretty early, and it was all they wrote. Curry was making lights out shots. Clay and the supporting cast was playing quality basketball, and they won that ring. And they did not want to go back to Golden State for Game 7.
Right.
So they took care of business on the enemy's turf in hardwood, and they came back and they came out victorious. So kudos to Golden State Warriors. I knew that was going to happen. I always said the Western Conference was going to win this series, either it was going to be any team in the West, Memphis or the Warriors or Phoenix, they was going to take care of anybody in the East. And the Warriors came out on top, and they came out victorious. So I can't knock it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna dive into this finals. First off, this overall playoffs, the theme I feel like on this playoffs, what it showed was this: one, there was never really a true juggernaut in the playoffs. Most of the teams were all pretty good, had them maybe one or two stars, and the teams that lasted longer were the teams that had more depth. What won these playoffs, in my opinion, was continuity and defense. At the end of the day, most of these teams had strength in numbers, and the ones that got to the Eastern Conference Finals, West Conference Finals, and then to the NBA Finals, most of them had continuity. Most of these squads have been together. Really, the core players have been together for about at least three to 4 plus years for most of these teams that lasted far this playoffs. And with the schedule starting to get back to normal, even though they still was kind of a little weird scheduling with coming off of COVID, the teams that were deeper won. On the Warriors side, Steph Curry, he deserved the Finals MVP, averaged 30 throughout this series. I gotta give him his props. He's now a Finals MVP. But I've been hearing best point guard of all time.
No,
like that.
Not yet.
I can't give him that yet. I can't give him that. Not over Magic. I can't give him that. But
Magic got 4 rings. He got 5.
Magic got 5. But still,
we could for sure say that Chris Paul is not the best point guard of all time. We could for sure say that.
Yeah, but no, I don't think nobody was ever arguing that Chris Paul was the best point guard of all time. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole. They're all up for contract extensions. Andrew Wiggins proved
he earned his money. Andrew Wiggins earned his money.
He was that guy. Lacey, I will say this: the one thing you did have wrong was you doubted Andrew Wiggins a couple times during the playoffs. I did. You had 2 or 3 times you doubted on these playoffs. You weren't really with the Warriors at first either till they beat the Memphis Grizzlies.
By default. Like I said the Western Conference was going to come out victorious, and regardless what team was coming out to represent the West.
I'll give you your props on that, but I mean, I'm this is going to probably be controversial, but I'm going to still stand on it. I think that I honestly truly feel like if the Miami Heat had won against the Celtics, that they would have beaten the Warriors. What I think the reason I feel like the Celtics lost, and I'm going to go and get to the Celtics, is this. Immaturity, this was their first time in the NBA Finals, a big moment, big stage, and it showed. It showed with a lot of guys' intangibles. Hello?
Hey, man, all I got to say is, first off,
this is real spill?
This real spill, Phil?
Real spill, Phil.
You all count, Lacey.
How you doing, Phil?
No way you going to sit here and say every team after West could have beat Boston. There's only one team that could have beat Boston, and that was Golden State.
Hey, Phil, we not going to start this, Phil.
In their life. No. Memphis will never see. Memphis will never see a final.
Phil, we're not going to start this.
Especially with so-called defensive player of the year, Jaren Jackson on that team, you'll never see it. You'll never see that.
Look, young. We know one thing for sure. No. Let me talk. We know one thing for sure. Young going fishing just like the and the Pittsburgh Steelers. He going fishing. Go on and have fun and go fishing. Out the phone. I'm finna hear that.
No, I'm not getting out the phone. But the Boston Celtics, they still young. They need a point guard. That's why I feel like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in the next couple of years. They're gonna find the right guy because that's all he needs. Tatum got it. He got it.
Brown got it too. You didn't say nothing about Brown.
Exactly. What? Brown, Smart, all of them. Horford too. So
Horford
don't be trying to downplay the Celtics like. No, but don't be trying to downplay the Celtics like they just downplay.
I just said.
You said the Warriors, the Mavs, or the Grizzlies could have beat the Celtics in the finals.
You dang right I said.
Hold on. I didn't
say the Mavs. I said
I was making sure.
Phoenix, Memphis, and the Warriors for sure was going to beat the Celtics.
The Celtics? No.
If they would have represented.
No.
No. Only the Warriors. The Warriors were the only team that had
was the only team.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Yeah, continue your take, please. Go fishing, Phil.
No, I'm on the phone.
Hey, Phil,
man.
you can ride out with us in the segment, man. You can ride out with us.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Let me say this though. So what I feel like is this: when it came to the Celtics, was Jason Tatum. He struggled a little bit. The mentality, what he wanted to do was be great, but you could tell that kind of was getting in the way on his decisions. Some ways he wasn't kind of always fully sure on some of his moves. You can tell that. If you watched it, he was jumping a lot off one leg. Sometimes he didn't have a plan for what he was doing, which was causing turnovers. And the Warriors finally exposed what Phil alluded to was not having a point guard. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're really, and what I started seeing was they were playing they still were playing kind of a lot of isolation. They only started getting leads was when they did what?
You get another call, right?
Sound like it.
We get another call, Mount?
All right. But, yeah, so if you saw that, they were really kind of starting doing a lot of isolation. The only time they made runs was when the ball was moving. Al Horford was getting into it. Marcus Smart was getting into it. A lot of guys were scoring all together, and they were scoring more so in team-oriented styles. But Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year, but we see he's not really a true point guard. He only averaged, I think, like 3-4 assists these finals, and that's just not going to cut it. Being a point guard, you've got to initiate the offense, and he didn't do that this series, in my opinion. But with Jason Tatum, is
pick up the phone. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hey, my thing is this. Real Smith Field need to go fishing like Lacey said. Look, Lacey called it. He's the only one that said that the Western Conference was going to win. I know the episode and everything. I was telling them all along that
yes, he do.
And Lacey called it.
So, real quick, do you agree with what he's just said, though? He said if the Grizzlies or the Suns, you said the Mavs, too?
No, I didn't say the Mavs.
He said the Grizzlies or the Suns would beat the Celtics. Do you agree with that?
Phoenix couldn't beat the Mavs,
exactly.
So they can't beat Boston. And I thought they were my favorites to win it all, and they couldn't do it. But the only team that could beat Boston was the Warriors out of the West.
Was Golden State.
But Boston should have lost in the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Well,
that's 7-game series.
That was against the Bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if it was a fully healthy Bucks squad, they probably would have beaten them. But
that's what I'm saying. They won 7 games, and they ain't even have the second best player.
They should have lost in the Eastern Conference Finals for sure, though. We were just one shot.
But that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to call in and give them that comment.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. They love to hate me on this show a little bit.
All right. Shout out to Pops.
We can hear good on these headphones. These headphones are good quality.
Also, with Jason Tatum, real quick, I know people have been trying to somewhat slander his name and whatnot, but this is not something that's new that we haven't seen before. Multiple guys have struggled in their first 1 or 2 finals when they've gotten there. A lot of great all-time
sending players.
I'm losing my mind, but great players have struggled throughout. Kobe Bryant only averaged 36.9% field goal percentage his first finals when he played with Shaq. Their very first finals. That's really the exact field goal percentage Jason Tatum averaged this finals. LeBron James got swept his first final, and then we know what happened year 2 with the Dallas Mavericks. If they would have beaten him, he would not have won Finals MVP. Dwayne Wade would have won it. He averaged, I think, 27 that year.
I feel they gave Dirk that ring. I'm gonna be real with you. They sold out. They sold out like Cam Newton.
You had Magic Johnson. They were calling him Tragic Johnson against, I believe that's against the Philadelphia 76ers. So you've seen a lot of great players, all-time greats, legends. They've struggled in the finals. It's okay to have that learning curve. Now, how do you respond is the question. Do you go like Devin Booker, who did not get the job done last year and then come out and put a sticker up second round against the Dallas Mavericks and don't prove that he's a superstar? Or do you respond and continue to play well? Because at the end of the day, Jason Tatum had a great playoffs. He still had a great playoffs.
But the finals was
probably his worst. Was his worst series of the playoffs. Really, was his worst series in a long time. If you really look into it, Jason Tatum has been a solid playoff performer. Really, almost just about all of his career. Wherever the role that he was asked to do, he fulfilled his job just about every series that he played. Yes, he didn't always come up on top, but Jason Tatum always seemed to prove that he could play at an elite level on most of his playoff career. So at the end of the day, I think what just killed him was experience. Boston, in my opinion, was clearly the better team. It's just the Warriors.
The Warriors?
Had that. Yes, I think team wise they were the better team. It's just the experience.
Defensive wise, I can say that, but the Warriors just shot the ball well.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Though experience came into play. That's when intangibles, things like that, all come into play. Championship pedigree. What is known that needs to be known to win a championship? The thing that the Warriors know to win a championship, the citizens
they had that championship mentality. The Warriors been together. The big three been together for
and that's what I'm
a long sum of years, so they know how to win championships and what it takes.
So at the end of the day, I think experience is really what played a big part in them winning that series. And I mean, hey, kudos to Steph and those guys.
They're not winning next year.
They are not my lock to go back.
They're not winning next year.
There are a lot of betting favorites, but I am not. They are not my lock to go back though.
Hey, they gotta go to them trenches in the M. That's all I gotta say.
Memphis is not.
They gotta go to them trenches. And if they mess around and get KD, I'm not a big KD fan up and down, but hey,
I don't see it.
I might be a rider, guys.
But after the break, we're going to stay in the association and we're going to go into this Kyrie Irving drama with the Brooklyn Nets.
The Mississippi Link is an African-American female-owned newspaper with a trusted voice that is highly respected throughout the city, state, and nation. Our motto, keepers of the knowledge for people who speak the truth, since 1993. Link significantly influences the thoughts, attitudes, and buying decisions of its readers. Call us at 601-368-8481 for your advertising needs. If you would like to receive a newspaper in the mail each week, our annual subscription is only $52 per year. That is only $1 per week for you to stay informed regarding many stories that you can only get in the Mississippi Link. Sign up today at themississippiLink.com and click on Home Delivery.
Welcome back, everybody. Staying with the association. Oh, okay, yeah, we good. Staying with the association. Some things have just kind of taken place before the show started, but still, on June 29th was the last day that Kyrie Irving could choose to opt into his player option with the Brooklyn Nets. He has now decided to do so. He has opted into his Brooklyn Nets year contract. The sources said that he is willing to play with the Nets for this next season for his last yearly contract with the Brooklyn Nets, and I guess move forward from there. But there is still somewhat of information that he could be traded. Now, there were rumblings with the Brooklyn Nets as Kyrie Irving and Brooklyn Nets were currently at some point reportedly to be at an impasse. Kyrie Irving also listed out a number of teams that he felt were viable for him to be traded to or signing to as a free agent, supposed as the reports have said. Those teams included some teams such as the Los Angeles Lakers and the Clippers. But at the end of the day, with Kyrie Irving still signing his player option, there's still a sense that he could still be traded either before the trade deadline or sometimes still this offseason. So I want to ask you, Lacey, can you see Kyrie Irving leaving to play for another team?
I really think nobody want him. Nobody want Kyrie. He's baggage. Let's just be real. He's a phenomenal basketball player. Can put the ball in the hoop and score at will against anybody, any given time. Uncle Drew. I miss Uncle Drew.
Yeah.
I don't miss Kyrie. I miss Uncle Drew.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. But he like Aaron Rodgers. Outside the court, when that ball is not in his hand, he go berserk.
Yeah.
He's a maniac. I'm gonna be real. He's a maniac. He loses his mind and just say whatever, do whatever.
Right.
Bruce Gigolo. I'm just gonna be real.
Man, what?
Hey, I'm just gonna be real. But so I don't. If LeBron give him a second chance and he go to LA,
yeah,
he gonna be on a short leash.
Yeah.
Short leash. Because LeBron's not gonna have this go round. He's not. He's trying to win LeBron's trying to win a ring.
Right, yeah.
He's not gonna have it. And he gonna have two prima donnas if he goes to LA. Because that's the only team that want him.
Yeah.
He gonna have Anthony Davis got to deal with and Kyrie.
Yeah.
And don't forget about Russ. Somebody's gonna get traded.
Yeah, they probably
if it's Russ,
they wouldn't better keep off.
Melo is gone.
Melo, they say he's waiting to see sign an extension or something. I heard saw with the Lakers.
What has he done? What has Melo done?
Hey, that's neither here or there. I mean,
so LeBron, he's already getting a little ball spots. You know what I'm saying? He messing around, get Kyrie back, and Anthony Davis. He might well cut it all off. No black spray, no nothing, because he gonna have stressful days and nights with those two guys on his team. In LA, what perfect setting? LA with prima donnas.
Yeah.
Another soap opera. Kyrie's running from the smoke. Simple as that. He ran from the smoke in Boston. He ran from the smoke at Cleveland, and he's running from the smoke in Brooklyn. He do not know how to take adversity well. He got your boy KD with him, a living bag. He want the heart and the will to win at any given moment. And Kyrie continue to fold every given moment. He folded, he folds. Kyrie, get your act together or you will be out the league. Or he gonna be with a team that he don't want to be at, and he just gonna be doing whatever he want. He gonna go somewhere with like the Kings or the Magic. It's a rebuilding program.
Right.
Or Detroit. It's gonna be rebuilding, and he's not gonna be happy there. He might retire. So Kyrie, this is going to be the last straw, really, in my eyes.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, I don't know what he need to do. Go meditate, go do whatever. But please get your act together. I want the Uncle Drew back. Because when your heart is in the game, he's phenomenal and unstoppable.
Fact.
But when he gets to talking and doing outrageous stuff, that's when he lost me, man. So, if he was to go to LA, and LA needs they need something. Because LeBron got it, but if he got to deal with AD and Russ and Kyrie, and they ain't got their mind on the basketball, and they got their mind on LA, it's going to be a long, long year. And another Stephen A. and all these other guys talking about the Lakers should have did this. Woulda, coulda, shouldas, man.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. Woulda, coulda, shouldas.
Woulda, coulda, shouldas.
Hey, I might be speaking some gems now. So, but it can go either ways with that.
Right.
If it falls on 7-11, that means the Lakers will have a good year. It all start with Kyrie. So if LeBron to say I want you to come, they gotta have a long sit down.
Right.
Like a heart to heart with all the guys. AD too.
Yeah.
A heart to heart on what it's gonna be. Because LeBron said it in the tweet. He said this is gonna be the last time he's missing the playoffs.
Yeah, he said.
And when LeBron, I feel like he meant that. He's standing on it, you know. And I know I criticize LeBron a lot, but I think he really meant that because he don't like being at the house chilling.
Nope.
So he's seeking that another ring, man. He's ring chasing. So if he can get Kyrie talent on the Lakers, so be it. He gonna have to sit there and talk to him. Like, this not gonna be Cleveland Kyrie.
Yeah.
In their ego, this got to be a new Kyrie.
Right.
Real spill.
Yeah, man. First off, I just want to say, man, wow. Like, when Katie and Kyrie first signed, like, who would have thought we've gotten put into this point at here?
And the Nets shred the papers on this, man.
Even when James Harden signed, like, who would have guessed that we would have gotten to this point to where they could possibly, the Brooklyn Nets could possibly be without a lottery team. This is almost, in my opinion, almost as worse as the Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett trade that they made years ago, where Danny Ainge took a whole bunch of picks and those ended up turning to be Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and things like that. But man, I mean, the Nets really botched this one. And it at the end of the day, really all as bad as it looked, it all falls, in my opinion, on the shoulders of Kyrie Irving. Both sides have things to lose. Before Kyrie Irving opted into his contract, First off, Kyrie Irving, his last set deal, which he opted into, was like $37.4 million. The reason why I personally could not see him leaving for another team is because the reason why he was leaving was because of the amount of money that they were offering him. They basically told him either opt in on the deal or take a shorter contract extension, maybe a 2-year extension, somewhat with what the Sixers are, I think, offering James Harden, or maybe just even a 1+1 deal because of availability. Because I mean, let's just look at it through these lens for this show. Say I told Lacey, hey, I'm in here for the long haul. We doing this till the wheels fall off. And I just sum up out of one day, just picked it's something going on. I just can't make it to a couple shows for this upcoming month. I don't do it. Then when COVID comes, we have to be vaccinated. And I say, nah, I'm not gonna be vaccinated. And I decide not to come to the show. I just try to do what I can outside the lens and just see where it goes. I don't care, how this may affect the show. I can't come into and then look for a certain level of money if I haven't put in a certain level of respect and work into my craft. Like, at the end of the day, that's what it was availability. And that is one of the biggest assets, in my opinion, is availability. If you're not available, no matter how good you are with whatever your craft or your job is, they're not going to respect you if you're not available. At the end of the day, something that people always want to know is that he always comes to work, or he or she always
put his hard head on.
Always put in their work. When it comes to even when it comes to interpersonal relationships, personal relationships or work-related relationships, if you are not available, it's not going to get the job done. But back to it with the money side of everything, Kyrie Irving was looking for like a $247 million extension, 5 years. Basically kind of getting them to around $50 million a year after this.
If he plays, he'll earn it.
After this last year. But the problem is that Kyrie Irving, over the last 3 seasons, has only played an average of 35 games a season. Out of an 82, 70 game type season in the last 3 seasons, he's only played on average 35 per season, even though it's not broken down like that. Just on the number that he played, it's like around 35 per season. And that's just not going to get it. But for Kyrie to go somewhere else, like say the Lakers, which a lot of people were talking to me about the Lakers, telling me they feel like he was going to sign there. But I had to say, I had to see it happen because, one, the Lakers don't really have any assets the Nets want. I didn't see a Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook trade. I didn't see an Anthony Davis trade. I didn't see anything in which the Lakers could have still been championship viable contenders and sent a trade package that would be cool for the Nets to do a sign and trade. So the only way Kyrie could do it was to opt out of his contract and sign a vet minimum of $6 million, where then he will lose out on at least $30 million from his opting in contract year. So basically, he will miss out on $30 million for a 6-year, 1-year deal. And with Kyrie Irving, there's also, availability, and also he's also somewhat injury prone. Kyrie Irving has gotten hurt just about the last 3 or 4 plus seasons. And at the end of the day, that also comes into play with availability. So how smart would he be to take a deal that is not really secured for the future long run with being a long-term deal, then missing out on $30 million? I just didn't see it because at the end of the day, this was about money. So then when it comes to other teams, like Lacey said, nobody else, as reports have said, nobody else wanted him. His market value was not high due to what? Availability. He was what you call a wild card. You don't know what when you got a wild card, you don't know what may happen. And do you want to gamble or risk your franchise's future on a guy that you don't know
waste money
if he's fully invested? He's putting out quotes saying there are things to him that are more important than basketball. He has put out signs that if certain things are to take place, he'll walk away. He's even stated sometimes that he would walk away from the game if certain things were to present itself. So at the end of the day, the market value for Kyrie Irving was low. So I think he had no choice but to opt in. Do I still see a team signing and trading for him? No, I do not. The viable teams, when it comes to like the Los Angeles Lakers, that's probably the only team that probably really wanted him, such as the reports have also suggested. And I don't see it because what they do not want any assets the Lakers have. The Lakers don't really have any more first round picks like that. They have one that they're holding on to.
Russ been downgraded, so they don't want to sign and trade with Russ.
They don't want to sign and trade for it. They don't want to do any type of sign and trade. But at the end of the day, all that would be your problem for my problem. And I don't think that's what the Nets are trying to do. At the end of the day, I think Kyrie Irving had less leverage than the Brooklyn Nets. Both of them had something to lose, but I just didn't see Kyrie Irving walking away from $30 million. In my opinion, he'd be a fool to walk away from $30 million. Like, at the end of the day, basketball is basketball, but, as you see, Kyrie Irving is still about his money. That's why he opted in. If he was so deeply rooted into his convictions, then he would decide to opt out, play on a 6-year deal, which would probably not be the safest option, but play out on a 6-year deal on whatever contending team that he could possibly sign for. But no team other than the Lakers were going to give him a long-term deal. No team was going to give him a long-term deal. Through his history, he has not proven to be reliable when it comes to being long-term. Like Lacey just limited to earlier, he burned his way out of Cleveland, burned his way out of Boston, and he almost burned his way out of Brooklyn. Each of these teams, he's just about somewhat made promises that he'd stay long-term. We know the infamous stadium talk when he was in TD Garden saying he'll stay here if they'll have him. Where did what happened? That same exact season after that, he left and went on to Brooklyn. He's eliminated multiple times. He's riding with KD to the wheels fall off, basically. 7-11. But now when it comes to a point of because of his availability, he's almost was willing to risk leaving KD by himself stranded with the Brooklyn Nets to try to just to prove his point because he has not been available. So I just think that at the end of the day, I think Kyrie Irving didn't have a lot of leverage, and I don't still see him. I see him playing this last year all the way out in his contract.
I don't know, man, because if KD talking about leaving too.
The only way is this, if KD decides if KD still looks at the situation and be like, nah, I'm out, then they'll still send both of them out, I think. Because I think once KD leaves, they're getting Kyrie off the books. They don't want nothing to do with Kyrie. I don't think.
Kyrie might not play.
And, I think it might not be a contending team that Kyrie Irving gets moved to. He does not have a no trade clause. They could trade him anywhere where they find the most valuable amount of assets to trade for him. Certain small market teams might trade for him.
They might trade to Charlotte.
Box office draw, and then he's also an expiring contract deal. So after that year, that expiring contract is off your books, and then you have cap space to maybe sign larger deals for bigger stars in the upcoming summers. So I feel like it rides on KD and a little bit maybe Kyrie. If Kyrie goes overboard and does something crazy at the first half of this season, then I think by trade deadline, then they'll get him out of there. But honestly, in my opinion, I don't see that happening. I think now that the Kyrie Irving opted in, he's riding with KD this last year. And KD, he's already signed a 4-year extension. So until he just, demands out, he's with the Nets. So I don't really see them disbanding this year. I think this year we're going to see Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant for the whole season.
You gotta wait and see, but
I mean, you never know.
It's gonna be an interesting NBA offseason with these trade deadlines.
It starts June 30th. After June 29th, when players opt in, it starts June 30th. After the break, we're going to be talking about Arch Manning signing with the Texas Longhorns.
SGECOVIDsolutions.com is paving the way forward for a safer city government delivering cutting-edge biosecurity and biosafety protocols developed internationally by top virologists and scientists using an all-natural cleaning solution, killing COVID-19 on contact like no other product on the international market. For more information, please call 1-800-281-9080 or visit us online at SGECOVIDsolutions.com. Let SGECOVIDsolutions.com provide innovative rapid facilities testing and world-class state-of-the-art biorisk safety protocols for all of your coronavirus needs. Call 1-800-281-9080 or visit us online at sgecovidsolutions.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Moving towards college football. Arch Manning, the nephew of Peyton and Eli Manning, has decided to commit to the University of Texas Longhorns. Some are surprised to see that Arch Manning decided to pick Texas with the draw of Ole Miss, the history that his family has had, and maybe with Peyton going to Tennessee. Starting off, asking each other both, were you surprised that Arch Manning decided to sign with Texas? Yes and no. I know that's kind of wishy-washy, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, Arch Manning, he seems to be a talent. He seems to be a talent from what we've seen and with his high school clips. The Manning family, first off, is they're like many people say, they're about their business. Everything they do, they seem to excel in. We all know Archie Manning, legend, Saints legend, great quarterback, Ole Miss legend. Arch's actual dad, Cooper Manning, who played I want to say receiver for Ole Miss. Injury derailed him, and that's what kept him, I think, from actually being able to succeed and make it to the next level. But Cooper Manning, he knows his football. Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, I think their resumes speak for themselves. We know what they're about. And what I was kind of surprised about, because when Arch Manning was getting close to the end of his high school, there were a lot of rumblings already that Ole Miss was his favorite. I guess maybe due to the lineage of his family, with his dad going there, his grandfather going there, and his uncle going there with Eli, Archie, and Cooper. But that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that Ole Miss was going to get back on the map. I'm not gonna lie. I think Arch Manning is the real deal. I don't think there's anything to kind of just think that he wouldn't be the real deal. I think Peyton and Eli are giving them as much information as they can throughout the small career he has had so far, which is why has been so successful. It's because he's a Manning. And I thought that, I was thinking, man, Ole Miss might get back on the map. You put them in the SEC with Ole Miss, they got a chance. They probably won't win it all this year, but it's
going to be an attraction.
He's going to definitely be an attraction, and then hopefully with him they can start building recruiting classes that would be more valuable for him to move on in the future until his junior year. He's probably out there his junior year, his third year.
Sure.
Once he's eligible to leave, I think he's going to the league. But as far as every other team, Payne decided to go his own way. He wanted to build his own name, and that's what it seems like Arch is trying to do by going to Texas. But at the end of the day, I think what really swayed him was Steve Sarkisian, NFL coach who runs an NFL-type offense. And I think that was really the biggest reason why Arch Manning
coached at Washington, California, Alabama, USC. I think
that's really was the biggest reason why he decided to go there. If you look at Steve Sarkisian's resume, his quarterbacks go to the league. All his most of his quarterbacks when he get them, they're going to the league, and they're used to running NFL type offenses. Now this is a big one for Texas, because Texas hasn't been on the map in a while.
Since Vince Young.
Vince Young, really.
Let's just be real.
No, honestly, it really since Vince Young. And Arch may have something to say about trying to become the best quarterback in Texas history, but this is big, because I think the Texans were like 5-7 last year or something like that. Like Texas hasn't really just been.
They haven't had a solid quarterback since Colt McCoy.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, and I think the reason why Peyton and them probably stayed away, but discussed with them like this is. At the end of the day, Arch isn't looking about college football. I think we all know his biggest goal is to get into the NFL, which is the league. And I think what this is here is for him to prepare for the league. Make sure that he's already comfortable running NFL type sets and offenses, seeing certain things and getting his mind ready for that next step, so he can still continue to hit the ground running and play at an elite level when he gets to the NFL. He doesn't really. It's going to be learning curves, but I don't think he wants to have long learning curves. I think Arch, as long as he is willing to, his family's going to stand behind him, and he's going to continue to rise to levels to where once he gets to the NFL, he's going to be one of these young rising star type quarterbacks where you can already know he's like that. When it comes to the Joe Burrows, the Justin Herberts, guys like that, we already know are the real deal. And so I just think at the end of the day, what really was the biggest part of that was just to be able to play on an NFL type offense. And then I think one thing I wonder on is, how big do the NIL deal is? How big do you think the NIL deal is?
I was going to say that in my take.
No, we know the Mannings are not strapped for cash. Bank Plus, all these things, man. With us in Mississippi, we've seen the Mannings in their endorsements. They're making their money. They're
not hurting for nothing.
They're not strapped for cash. But I just still.
Hey, I'm gonna be real. I think this is the biggest NIL deal ever. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It's under wraps right now.
I think it might be 7.
The reason why he didn't go to Tennessee is because the Samoan is a 5-star quarterback. He's a Hawaiian Samoan. It's worth $8 million in Tennessee. That's why he didn't go to Tennessee. And we know about Alabama powerhouses. They can get anybody they want. But don't get me wrong. Arch Miller is like that. He's like that.
They said at one point though, it's probably his second best option that he was looking for was actually Georgia. He was looking at Georgia. He was going to go to Georgia. It probably been a nice one, but he probably wanted to run not more so a college offense, but probably wanted the NFL style offense. But that's why I just wonder. And as you see, like we discussed probably like 3 shows ago with these NIL deals, Texas is going to start getting on the map. They have the most amount of NILs money.
They have boosters.
They've been had boosters.
It's Texas.
The state money they have and the NIL deals they can create because of how big and what Texas state is. They're going to be able to offer these guys more. Hence why these Texas schools are not getting these stars. And back to what I was saying, that's why I said Nick Saban said it is because there's a lot of unknowns.
Yep,
and if you got more, if you got more, you can do what you can and make it work.
We all know what time it is, man. The Mannings are a business family.
Yeah,
we all know Texas, the University of Texas and the University of Mississippi. Don't get me wrong. Ole Miss has the bread, but if you think I'm not going to the University of Texas, and he's a Manning, and you going not A&M, not Tennessee, Texas Tech, not Houston, you are going to hook 'em horns. Hey,
they got
bread.
Yeah,
they ain't got the Ole Miss bread. They have Texas bread, and it was a perfect business play. And second of all, guess where Oklahoma and Texas going to?
They moved to SEC.
They are moving to
this year,
the SEC when he become a freshman. Yeah. They are moving to the SEC. So you playing with the guys. You playing with the big dogs. Alabamas, LSU's, Florida's, Georgia's.
And I think
that's another play in the point. They want to start a legacy and they want to build Texas up.
Right.
Now they ain't want to wait. They want to be like how Missouri and the other guys when they came into it. We going out the door. We going to the SEC championship.
Right.
Out the door. That's another reason they played a part. SEC and you Texas, and he's a Manning. Don't get me wrong. Everybody thought he was gonna go to Ole Miss because how it tied up. You know, Ole Miss had a big. They were going. Man, he was gonna be Hollywood. Man, he was gonna be Hollywood. Of course, he was gonna be like Justin Bieber at Ole Miss.
Yeah, you know, he was gonna be the biggest thing walking at Ole Miss.
He's the biggest thing walking in Texas too.
Yeah, he's basically the biggest thing walking in Texas too, though.
Y'all thought
but he probably nationally, as far as being more so a national brand, Texas was the better spot.
The better brand.
That was the better
brand.
Spot, yeah.
Texas is the showcase. Old money wins money.
Yeah, no, Texas.
Let's just be real. They outbid Ole Miss. We gonna be real. Texas outbid Ole Miss by a landslide. Ole Miss couldn't keep up with Texas.
No,
we just gonna be real.
Mississippi school's not gonna keep up with any Texas.
We just keep it real. Texas will hit the ground running, ready to ball. They know when he going to Texas, recruits finna pick up at Texas, and they're not gonna be the same Texas we saw the previous 6 years. Right. It's gonna be a new Texas, and they gonna let the SEC know that hey, we going back to them big young days.
Right, and I think that's what kind of probably played a part in them deciding to go into the SEC was once these NILs opened up, they knew that they were going to start being able to have a more plethora of resources to get these players to start playing for their schools, and
that's the mecca.
The only thing with Texas though is this though. His freshman year, I think he's still gonna be a draw. It's just gonna be an attraction. They're gonna be good. I don't think they're gonna be. This
don't be burnt out like Shea Patterson.
We're going to see flashes. We're going to see flashes of how great this kid probably is, which I think that he is. We're going to see that he's like that.
Oh, them men is gonna get him ready.
Yeah,
they're gonna get him ready. Like, born leader. He's gonna be a born leader. Day one.
There is very small doubt in my mind that he's going to fold in this situation. I think he's going to. He's going to
come out.
His sophomore year, he's probably gonna make a run for the Heisman.
He's coming out the gate like Shador.
Yeah, he's gonna hit the ground running. But the only thing is with Texas is this. Their first year with him, I don't think they're gonna be contending.
I don't think it's gonna be no bumps and bruises. He gonna come in like Trevor Lawrence, man. I'm gonna be real.
But you gotta think about it though. When Trevor Lawrence came in, he had a squad. Texas is still building their squad now. maybe his sophomore year when they can start getting more recruits, and maybe even that it may take to their junior year to where they have a full, complete team to actually make a run for it. Because at the end of the day, they got to respect. SEC is still not. Let's not take this lightly. The SEC is still the best college football division there is in college football. What Alabama and Georgia represent is no joke. Then you can't sleep on the LSU,
the Tier 2s, Auburn's, A&M's, Oklahoma.
Yeah, like SEC is no joke. You got to come with it every week.
Every game it's a battle.
Even if their record doesn't show that they're a good team, you come in sleeping.
You get upset.
Knock you out.
You gonna get upset.
They'll knock you out. The SEC is not.
The only team you suppose is Vanderbilt.
It's not a game. Yeah. I mean, sorry. Shout out to the sis, but yeah, Vandy.
That's the only team. It's an easy cupcake. It's like Greenville Western.
But
be real,
man. But yeah, like at the end of the day, just like let's allude to with the SEC and how it is the playing style it is with him being an NFL type offense, seeing mostly where most I think NFL defensive players are coming from in the SEC, he's going to see a lot of good defenses. Learn certain things that he needs to know moving forward when he moves to that next level. And I think all this is just another launching pad for him. They know that he's going to be league ready at the end of the day. He has the Manning stamp of approval. There's no doubt in my mind.
He's league bound. He's going to be like Shaq's son. Even if you don't do well, you're going to the league. Hey, I'm going to keep it in a buck.
Hold on now.
I'm standing on it.
Let's remember now, Sharif just came
I know.
But
I'm saying, if he don't do well, he's going to be just like Shaq. He's going to the league regardless.
But I will say this though. When it comes to I feel like it's gonna be probably NFL recruits already watching him once he sets foot in that facility. They're gonna be watching his practices as from a freshman until his junior year. I think teams are going to keep a close eye for him by his junior year.
No doubt they send him up to win the Heisman. No doubt.
Yeah, I see him making a run for that Heisman by his junior year. I don't think there's no doubt in my mind that there's going to be a lot of tanking for Arch, just like there were, in certain years they've tanked for, Trevor Lawrence.
A lot of press going to be on Steve Sarkisian because, hey, look, let me be real. If you don't do well, you're getting out of there to get Lane Kiffin. Simple as that. I call it. I'm calling it. He have a scrubby year. They're going to get Lane Kiffin. He's the offensive guru.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And Lane Kiffin ain't scared to leave no powerhouse to go to another powerhouse. We've seen the timeout.
Yeah, Lane isn't, but he just moving to another situation. I don't know. I just can't see him doing it right now. Maybe
giving him Lane Kiffin by his bread. You're getting the right money. He's running over there.
I mean, yeah, I guess
Texas is bigger. What I just said, Texas is bigger than Ole Miss. Steve Sarkisian, you was on the hot seat, coming at the door. I'm standing up for real.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be some pressure on Steve though. If they don't show a certain level,
they're going to get Lane Kiffin. I'm telling you.
Well, one thing they can't do, they can't go 5-7. They can't go 5-7 the first.
They gonna give him a 2-year trial.
He has to have at least a winning type record or 500 where they've snuck a couple of wins off of some powerhouse type teams to where they can continue to move forward with Steve. Because I mean, yes, we know he knows his football. The numbers, the X's and O's, he's clearly ahead of the game. At the end of the day, he knows more football than we probably know in his finger. But if he's not getting that job done, they're going to have to look at his
past. They're going to get Lane Kiffin,
and they're going to probably ship him out. I'm not going to say Lane.
Our damn money. They're going to get somebody.
They will look to move and get somebody else.
He's going to get bounced,
offensive oriented or something like that. That can get Arch to play at the best of his ability. Because at the end of the day, when you sign a kid like this, especially to probably the amount of NIL money they just did, it's only one thing they got on their mind.
He probably got the biggest NIL deal in history. Watch it.
Now the numbers have yet to be reported on that NIL deal, but I'm pretty sure it ain't
no cupcake.
It ain't lower than 6. I ain't gonna lie to you.
If that Samoan got $8 million from Tennessee, if that Samoan got $8 million from Tennessee, he's probably seeing 12. Yeah, maybe 15.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he's seeing about 7 though, at least 7 though for sure.
Could you say?
But I don't think that I don't think that Texas should look to be like, SEC championship first year, but I think they're going.
What you mean? Missouri came at the door. SEC.
I don't see it.
Championship game. They lost Alabama, but they came in at the door.
But I don't. I mean,
Texas A&M.
If so, then,
with Johnny Manziel,
this kid is something special. Then he's something special. Then, but I don't think it's because of the quarterback. I think it's because of the surrounding pieces. They don't yet have the athletes needed to. I think for them to win it all. Because at the end of the day, last year what we saw was that the team with the more depth won. It didn't matter about. It wasn't also all about coaching. It was depth. Georgia had more depth when they beat Alabama in the championship game. But you guys know how we do it. Last segment after the break, HBCU swag topic. We talking about P. Diddy giving that $1 million out to Howard and Jackson State.
SocratesGarrettENT.com is a diversified firm specializing in recycled aggregates and crushed concrete. SocratesGarrettENT.com's recycled materials provide the construction industry with significant economic and environmental benefits by recycling clean concrete rubble into M.Dot grade rock materials. Recycled aggregates and crushed concrete can be applied to driveways, road construction, bank protection, parking lots, general bulk fills, and more. By using SocratesGarrettENT.com's crushed concrete products, anyone from homeowners to general contractors can help reduce landfilled concrete waste, conserve natural resources, and gain significant economic savings on materials and disposal costs. For more information, please call 601-896-0084 or visit us online at SocratesGarrettENT.com.
Welcome back, everybody. You guys know how we do this. Swag HBCU, last topic of the day. We started off last night on the BET Awards. P. Diddy spoke on him donating $1 million to Jackson State University and Howard University. I'm going to start off, Lacey, cut you off some slack, but I'm going to say, how big was it for P. Diddy to donate $1 million to these schools? So, first off, on the impact, this is big. BET Awards, they're not as big, in my opinion, as they used to be. As far as the BET Awards show, I'm not going to speak on all of that, but it really wasn't all that to me. I really didn't watch it. I really didn't watch it.
I so happen to change the channel. I see P. Diddy say, "Just State Howard, you get a meal."
I really didn't watch it like that. I mean, I started watching the BET Awards a while ago.
I used to watch it every year, but I didn't watch this year.
I think they've lost a certain level of elegance when it comes to BET Awards.
They lost class. They lost class.
They lost a lot as the years have gone by. It's just not the same.
BET fell off.
It's just not the same.
They fell off.
But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, man, this is big. $1 million to these schools. It's gonna be big to see what they do with that money. But I'm gonna probably sound like I'm hating a little bit. But this is what all I want to say is this though, man. These are arguably the two most known schools.
Tier 1.
Probably the two most known.
Let's be real. They are Tier 1.
The two most known schools right now in the nation when it comes to HBCUs. But I just gotta say this, man. God, where is the love for the other schools at, man? We continuously see Jackson State, Howard. They sending money.
FAMU, Southern,
donate.
I'm name dropping. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, but where's the love for the Alcorns, the Valleys? They do a little bit for
Benedict,
Southern, but
Langston. These small HBCUs.
Where are these small HBCUs? Where's the appreciation?
Miles College.
The national attention is always on these big schools, and they talking about they're doing everything they can for these HBCUs. Which, granted, I still welcome and appreciate the thing that they're doing, because at the end of the day, this is still helping us move to that vision where HBCUs and SWACs are back on the top of things and are looking eye with these big SECs, ACC, and all these other schools when it comes to just prestige and everything.
And where's this money going to?
And I'm gonna get that too. But I'm just like, man, where is the love at for the other schools at? And yes, I am a product of Alcorn State when it comes to undergrad, but I just want to know, when are we gonna start seeing people take the stand and commit and do certain serviceable acts to these other HBCU schools? Because I don't think that there's highlighting enough light. Yes,
this school going broke.
I'm glad.
Let's be real. This school going broke.
I'm glad Jackson State is receiving their money. We know DEON probably had something to play for it. Not to play in that. Not far so as himself, but because of the light that he has shown to that school. But where is the love at for the other schools? That's one of my big
Where's the love at for these Tier 4, Tier 3 HBCUs that needs it?
And second off, it's just going to be interesting to see what do they do with this money. Now, I'm not speaking.
It's going straight to football program.
I'm just speaking off experiences. sometimes administrations don't do right when they donate that money. I've seen it. Lacey have seen it. We've seen it multiple times where, I don't know what they're doing with that money, but it's not going towards, I think, the benefit of the students. Now, I may be wrong. I might not see the numbers and I'm not in those meetings when they conduct it. But from the outside looking in, it does not. More times than not, for me, the student consistency of students on the campuses, they feel like that the money isn't going towards something that's beneficial for them. And I think that should be when these people donate that type of money or whatever the donations they may be, that the first priority should be the students. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I think when it comes to the money for the football team, I don't think there's gonna be no problems with that. I don't think whatever their cut is, it's gonna go there. I think DEON ain't gonna get his. When it comes to anything for football money wise, I think they're going to pay that.
We all know the football program. The football program is straight.
Yeah, I think they're going to write that check.
Can this money go towards the academic side?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
The dormitory side or something. Come on now.
Right.
Like, I ain't gonna even do it.
Go ahead, bro. You go ahead, though. I'm good, though.
I'm not gonna even do it. Say what you
gotta say, man.
Man, it schools is piss poor out there. I hate to say it.
Yeah, no.
It looks horrible.
No, it looks bad.
Y'all must forgot. Hines and Utica and Kahoma, they are HBCUs.
I mean,
they are HBCUs.
Yes, but
it is tier 3 and 4 schools, okay? Like Benedict, Caffin, Langston, Russ College, Tougaloo. Tougaloo ain't hurting on no money. Let's just be real.
Tougaloo,
no.
Tougaloo got that private. They more private.
But it's schools they can't keep the doors open. They just opened up Morris Brown and they finna get them loads of money.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. They finna get them loads of money. But it's schools like, I hate to say it. I love the Delta. But it's schools like Mississippi Valley State.
Yeah, I think the Valley people probably,
it's schools like
hating on them.
I'm not hating on you, Valley. It's schools like Valley, bro. My cousin go to Valley.
Yeah.
It is sad, bro. It is sad at Valley State, bro. And they're not getting no donations. Not even Jerry Rice.
Right.
Hey, I'm gonna knock Alcorn. It's sad at Alcorn. It is sad at Lot.
Right.
What?
Yo, no, I ain't gonna lie.
It is sad. Robinson, Rebels, Burris. I didn't see. Hey, I'm not name drop other schools. It is sad. I'm going to Jackson State. It is sad at Alexander. It is sad at McAllister. It's real. It is. I swear I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. I'm not lying. Right. It is sad at the Palisades, man.
I'm not laughing at what he talking about with the school. I'm just laughing at him when he said.
I'm just saying it is sad, bro. And y'all donate money, but it's going to these programs, which is fine. Right. But can you spread the love to where it's need to be?
Yeah, I feel you on that though. That's why students. When are we gonna see them?
The IT building at all corners piss poor. Like for real. Like we have the money. Like the equipment we used when I was graduating, using the ag building. Right. It is from the 1980s.
A lot of stuff is old. There's a lot of old things.
I'm not trying to expose my HBCU, but it's just sad. Lord knows at Valley and these other schools dealing with the same problems, and the celebrities is giving to the tier one schools, you know what I'm saying? All this love.
Always Howard, Jackson State, and FAMU, those.
Clark Atlanta.
Yeah, Clark Atlanta.
Morehouse, Spelman. It's always them.
The easiest
don't get me wrong.
school.
Don't get me wrong. They probably need it too.
No, I'm saying, I've heard some
but they're not hurting and they're not managing the money. Yeah. They're not managing what they're getting.
From the outside looking at it, they don't need it like that.
From the outside looking in, they keep their money to themselves and building the faculty and staff money up. Because they're not doing that to these campuses. No. We did road trip to some of these schools. I'm like, where all this money going to? They still look the same.
Right.
But they use that money to build the big artists for their homecomings and stuff. Yeah, but they need to go on other stuff. They not spending the money. That's piss poor on the faculty and staff members, whoever in control the money.
Right.
But all I gotta say is I don't know how many celebrities in this world that supports HBCUs. I don't know how it's a large amount of HBCUs around the South and the eastern borders of states of schools. Can you please out the kindness of heart, donate to some other schools. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like it'd be bigger if they start donating to some of these other schools.
We got schools like Pine Bluff, Texas Southern. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Megan Stallion over here doing what she doing, but she ain't donating to Texas Southern. This is be real. If she graduated from there.
We ain't heard nothing about it, though.
We ain't heard her donate nothing. Come on now. It's celebrities. It's other people that can match what Diddy done.
Right.
Little Wayne, give back to Grambling. Give back to Xavier. Give back to Dillard.
I feel
Let's just be real. Birdman. Memphis, it's all these Memphis artists. Give back to Tennessee State and Fisk.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Just don't
match the same energy.
Your service to perform. You know,
match the same energy, man. It's a lot of schools, man, that deserve money. Savannah State. It's other HBCUs.
Do you one for doing you better? You know, they are there. You talking about donating money? Then sometimes how about give your services for the rate that they can afford for some of these HBCUs to show how deep down 10 toes you guys are for HBCUs.
They doing. I was in SGA.
Yeah,
Brave Fest. They want to charge an arm and a leg. No, we ain't got it. Exactly. No, we ain't got it.
Exactly.
They know we ain't got it, and they want to give us something like they in Miami concert money. No, we ain't having it. No, we're not fortunate.
Exactly the problem, and that's the problem, though.
But you all supposed to be, we giving back, but still getting it right back because you want to charge us $80,000, 9 stacks for a day performance for 40 minutes. This is say 2 of your hits.
And I ain't gonna lie,
2 of your hits.
I'm not gonna call a name out, but some guys coming in and perform 15 minutes.
Screwed us, and they won that guap. But hey, they giving back, huh? But they get it right back. They get it right back.
That's what I'm saying, though. And my thing is, when it comes to I think now that the HBCU, that movement, it's gotten kind of the cool look now. Because more people are kind of starting to be in it, and it's cool now. It's cool to help out the HBCU. But my thing is, let's really put some work in, not just with these
actually come down, not just write a check out. Actually come down and talk to the students.
Some real support.
Take pictures, give water out,
speak louder than words.
Paint the facilities. Actually come instead of having your agents or somebody write you up a check saying you did it just cause. If P. Diddy say, I'm giving you $1 million, come down to Jackson State, give on your lonesome. Come on your private jet to Jackson, Mississippi, and give you the money and spend time with the student facility, and see how it is and how bad it looks for yourself. Be like, I need to flip and get $1 million too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
At least get some other people to
hold these celebrities accountable.
Right, like let's not just make one to 3 different HBCUs look better or start becoming more national. Let's get a more plethora of these HBCUs. There are a lot of HBCUs in the nation, more than just 3 to 5 that comes to mind to most people.
The name brands. It's more than name brand HBCUs.
Like, let's put in some work.
And then alumni say we hating. We not hating. We glad that y'all do it. Y'all getting this attention.
Said that at the end of the day, because
I'm glad Jackson State represent Mississippi as a whole. As everything they doing, I'm glad they doing it as a whole. They making Mississippi.
We stay in the city.
We from Jackson.
We stay in the capital.
Yes, they making Mississippi a great name, a great ambassador. Jackson State is making the whole state a great ambassador and making people want to come to Jackson. Because it was a point in time nobody wanted to come to Jackson.
Yeah,
nobody.
I ain't gonna lie, you could really make it that argument that if it wasn't Jackson State, wasn't doing good.
If it wasn't for Jackson State, these celebrities wouldn't even know about Jackson State. Wouldn't even come down here. Let's just be real.
People wouldn't even want to go to Jackson.
Mississippi been a laughing stock for so long, and this is a major accomplishment for the whole state of Mississippi with what Jackson State doing. And I'm happy about the state that I'm born and raised at, the city I'm born and raised at, we getting this good recognition. Because it was a point in time that nobody wouldn't even want to touch about Mississippi. People was talking about we fat, we obesity, we poor. Now they come to see, Mississippi really, they get down and have a good time.
Right.
I'm commending what DEON is doing, Mo Williams doing, everybody doing at Jackson State. Because if it wasn't for him, we'd still be a laughing stock.
Yeah, no. And we got a long way to go.
We still got a long way to go. They just build bridges for the whole South SWAC, MEAC, NAIA, JUCO, everything.
Yeah, we still got a long way to go. But at the end of the day, I think that
the stepping stones. We gonna get it. Everybody else gonna get their love too.
Let's start. We need to get to the point now that now it's time to start holding people accountable. All right, the movement is set, but let's start holding these people accountable when it comes to this HBCU movement. Don't be just like, as they say, t-shirt wearers. Don't just be, just be a t-shirt wearer. Be really about that action and be 10 toes when it comes to what you stand on, and show that you really 10 toes down with what we got going on down here when it comes to HBCUs. Like we keep saying, name brand names, they come to mind. Let's do it bigger than that. Make sure that you really are invested, not just with the commercial.
And it's not just celebrities. The alumni need to give back too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, with this, the only thing I'll say about the alumni is we don't really know exactly what the alumni are doing. And I'm not gonna call out alumni because we don't know what all they're doing. They find a way to do things behind the scenes, regardless if it's donation or even their services. I feel like most HBCU alumni, their alumni are 10 toes, because we know at the end of the day, Alcorn, their alumni still is pretty. They 10 toes.
They strong. Yeah, we got strong base.
They 10 toes, and I'm pretty sure that goes for just by any other HBCU. Now we'll say Jackson State, man, they are 10 toes, but now they look a little more 10 toes. Now that everything rocking.
Jackson State went from tier 2 to tier 1.
Right. Now they starting to look like they really rocking.
They are upper echelon of HBCUs. They up there.
They up there now. No.
So
Jackson State now has they're a national attention wise.
They are up there with the Howards, the peer reviews.
When you speak of an HBCU, one of the first schools you'll probably say now is Jackson State University. And not gonna lie, that's still huge. That's
huge. That's huge for the state of Mississippi as a whole.
No, it's crazy.
Like I said, at one point, Mississippi wasn't even thought of.
Right. No, not at all.
And nothing.
Right. But we should be back next Monday. No problems.
Shout out to Ole Miss, man. World Series champs. The championship stage in Mississippi 2 years in a row, man. Shout out to Pearl River. They the JUCO, the national JUCO baseball champions too, as well. Mississippi. We on the come up, man.
Mississippi is like that now. Shout out to the little bro, man. Happy birthday.
Shout out to
23 Jordan year.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Colorado Avalanche being the Stanley Cup champions of NHL. I know y'all don't watch hockey, but I do.
And shout out to Real Spill Field, man, joining us today.
Hey, special guest by Real Spill, man.
And appreciate your pops. We'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir.
Get out of here.
Advertise on WeBelieve.Global, a brand new digital media platform. Share your brand with our audience on many global live stream TV broadcasts and over the radio. For more info, visit WeBelieve.Global or call 800-492-5186, option 1.